This is the first ridge of the westernmost mountains of China. Come and stay amidst the mountains and seas. The record of Mount Hua being the foremost peak is right before our eyes, transformed into a vast reality. The wind is the eternal backdrop of this mountain. Autumn branches pierced through the cracks in the rocks. Dark green leaves surged into a sea amidst the rugged peaks. The fairy maiden of the pre-Qin period had already recorded the story of seizing the pine tree there. These ancient lives that have endured frost. The annual rings etch the breath of the Western Pole mountain range. But the real secret lies hidden in the western stream at the foot of the mountain, those gray and white stones blocked by the flowing water. In the classic of mountains and seas, it is called washing stone. When the bright figure bent down, it has been found that washing with graphite can remove dirt. This is the most primitive and pure gift of healing. Silhouettes leaping between the rock walls, sheep body and horsetail, horns like bronze scimitars. The western mountains are referred to as Qingyang. They are definitely not illusionists. Rather, they are creatures that truly take root on the perilous peaks. Notice the sheen of the ponytail when it swings. A clear discovery of this special oil. It can even heal the skin of a martyr. Come to the mountain as the first gateway to the Huashan mountain range. The initial imprint of survival was etched on the western ridge of China. And this is merely the blood barrier of the Shi family of the mountains. 45 li to the west. A new spine suddenly rose from the earth. Where the brushstrokes of the classic of mountains and seas point, Qingyang mountain is tearing apart. Clouds and mist appeared. The floodwaters surged along its northern road, forming a silver ribbon of devastation. Plunging straight into the abyss of the Wei River, this mountain range stained by copper mines. This will unlock more primitive geological secrets. The same element dissolved the stone and seeped into the river by rainwater over thousands of years. The sand and stones were dyed red. Sudden, a black mark flashed across the copper mine wall. The body resembles a pheasant, but it is covered in leaf-colored feathers. The claws looked as if they were dipped in cinnabar. The classic of mountains and seas refers to it as the Copper Canal. This blackbird lives its entire life in symbiosis with the mountain. They repeatedly resisted in the mineral spring. Feathers stained with copper ions and faint light. Distinctive discovery. Using female birds can smooth out skin wrinkles. No magical aura, only ancient medicines intertwined with minerals and life. Sangguo Shen, with the most primitive address poem, he completed the mission entrusted to him by the classic of mountains and seas, the legendary mountain ranges of Shiji, China. The story continues in the more perilous west. 60 cases of Xiangzi. The great emperor overthrew his post here. Mount Taihua is like a giant steely cast by the gods, transformed into a visual shock. Four vertical rock walls cut through Qingyang. Yundao crashed into the cliff. Thus it became flying ink. The western mountains, classic records, grinding tools cracks for where pine and cypress roots do not grow, slopes without animal climbing. Life becomes a luxury here. When the mountain rises in an absolutely vertical posture, everything then lost its foothold. But there is a limit that is being challenged. The classic of mountains and seas refers to it as an intangible cultural heritage. He was the only living creature to conquer this mountain. A warning was vividly carved in a cave 100 miles away. Whenever Fei Yi sacrificed himself at the summit of Mount Central Plains became arid land for thousands of miles. This is not a mythical curse. Snake's keen sense of sudden changes in air pressure. This made him the ultimate surname on the eve of the drought. Let's continue climbing. Travel 80 li west. The geology of Shaohuashan is transformed here. On the unripe cliff. Startled, he plotted to take the root of the problem, piercing the marrow. These wild things will turn the fruit into honey within the sharp edges. The mats climbed by herb gatherers in the pre-Qin period were mostly thorny. It is the sky of life bestowed by the mountains. The red cliff bird ate that flavoring white amaranth, like a blade containing a sculpt. When the wildfire engulfed the red campsite on the south slope, always tearing open the musket against the wind. Where the world is swept, he then retreated 3 jiang, approximately 10 meters. The classic of mountains and seas did not know that one could not be reborn from fire. It is a life or death struggle. Brightly looking up at the dancer in the fire. Thus, the survival of the firebird came into being. Turning towards the depths of the Yin Master's eye marrow, billy grass is conquering the stone wall with its black and white appearance. Roots like black snakes piercing through jade. The earth's pain-relieving bees flow between the veins of the leaves. When the crescent moon's pain tore through its chest, only then can one swallow these bitter grass leaves. The furrowed brow between the whiskers gradually relaxed. No witnesses needed. The way of mountains and the way of food. Let us continue westward for another 80 li, for Shan has arrived. This is a place in Shishan where plants and trees have become spiritually connected. It was not floating in the void. However, due to the perpetual mist and haze, the waste of Panghuai Mountain resembles an isolated island. Therefore, this understanding was obtained. This mountain has many sutras, red fruits hanging from the branches, shaped like a red date. The messenger who takes it must be handsome, and his ears must be able to hear heavenly music. This is a tradition passed down orally among our ancestors. Essentials for treating deafness on the damp mountain stream. Another strange plant grows there. Articles. Its shape resembles a sunflower commonly found in the mountains and fields. Leaves spread out. Clear structure. What's amazing is his fruit. Ancient people discovered, eat this strange yellow snake-shaped fruit. It can bring a clear mind. Let people face the complexities of death, maintain a rare clarity and hope. The outline of Fushan, along with his healing techniques for the ears, grass that enlightens the mind, gradually merging into the hazy twilight of the western horizon. A keen observation and awe. This logic condenses into the side page. Following the guidance of the I Ching of Hoshiyama, our gaze must be fixed on the 60-mile stretch. Another mountain range is being dealt with majestically, waiting for the veil to be lifted. He is Shikuishan. Stone marrow unmarried, mummy break. On the mountaintop, palm tree giant leaves are as long as in the crack. A loud bang, blindly driving away those seeking robbery. Root system extension and continuation. Water poured into the mountain rift valley and broke through the rocks. This water is extraordinary. The raging torrents carried red mineral sand northwards, injecting rainwater. Riverbed sediment, flying mud and sand. Instead, it is sulfur and sulfur traps. Herdsmen live in accordance with the laws of nature. Take the body of the middle one, the nun, the ox, and the horse. The red sap can seep into fur and repel insects. Arm strength preserves life, gradually leading to a state of no disaster. After seeing the scenery of Shikui Mountain, The legend of the I Ching of Shan continues to extend westward. 70 miles away, where the clouds and mist swirl, another secret realm has been waiting for 1,000 years. Azalea is slowly unveiling its veil. Mountain tombs represent a dance between two distinct species. The weeping willows are supple and graceful like waves. Thousands of strands of charcoal hang in the clear stream, their reflections disappearing into the water. Yaoshu had just broken through the soil. The pungent aroma permeated the humid air. A balance of strength and gentleness. Kyoto High School eyes in Kanaya. Clouds and dew condense on the mountain peak will become rainwater. This water does not linger in the warm sunshine of the southern slope. He resolutely plunged headlong into the embrace of the tide in the Arctic pool. In the depths of the fish and water, a peculiar creature lives there. Abalone. Its shape is very similar to that of a soft-shelled turtle. It has a hard shell, slowly moving among the sand and stones at the bottom of the river. However, when he surfaced, the sound it made was like the bleating of a lamb. This peculiar contrast, it shattered our preconceived notions about aquatic life. The southern slope of Yingshan. It is the kingdom of bamboo. A large number of buildings have sprung up here. Bamboo poles are long and tough, like a green arrow pointing to the sky. In this dense bamboo forest, a special type of bird, the fat ant bird, inhabits this area. Its size is about the same as a quail, but its feathers are a bright yellow. What's most eye-catching is its bright red bird-shaped penguin. Ancient people discovered that its meat had special medicinal properties. People believe it can be consumed to treat the terrible disease of leprosy. It can also effectively remove parasites from the human body. This is a vivid observation made during long-term coexistence with nature. Accumulated survival wisdom. The chapter on Yinshen ends here, monk, but the journey of Shan Hai Jing continues. 52 li to the west. The pulse of the earth changes once again. A mountain moon named after bamboo. The perilous outline appears amidst the clouds and mist. Deep in the forest, suddenly the sound of breaking and splitting rocks was heard. The true master of Shushan appears with a grand decree. Its shape is like a shadow. However, its belly is covered with long, needle-like fangs, each one as hard as a steel needle. When the emperor angrily stabbed the man in the nose, the initial fervor has subsided. Jushin is the source of two rivers, like water cracking. The mountain spirit flows northward at an angle. Finally, it flows into the Mighty Way River. Heading north along the bamboo stream, strange scenery gradually emerges along the riverbank. The dense bamboo clumps spread out like a green velvet carpet. A piece of green jade is embedded in the bamboo root. The landlord and the jade shine together, like a natural bonsai carefully arranged by mountains and rivers. Tansui Red Crack, carving through the canyon, speeding southeast, he plunged headfirst into the water. Dive into the depths of Dashui. The riverbed was covered with crystal stones, angular cutting. The water flow refracted into 7 colored light spots. And in the shadows of blood, human voices were quiet and hesitant. His figure is privately owned by Fyoen Yue. It is the classic of mountains and seas that left the most hazy silhouette in the water.